Hello friends, welcome to Freshers Live. Today is 18th June. Here I will discuss some important 30 plus questions that may be asked from today's current affairs and important facts related with each question. So watch the video very carefully and try to answer the question asked at the end of the video. You can download the PDF of the latest current affairs from the link provided in the description. You can also download the PDF from our website as well as Telegram groups. Also, you can find the link for the Hindi version of this video in the below given description box. The link for the Hindi current affairs is given there. Before moving forward, let's check the answer for the question asked in the last video. Who won Miss World 2017 title? The correct answer is option C, Manushi Chillar. Now let's begin our session for today. Before getting into our question and answer session, here are the important topics we will be discussing today. Operation Sunrise 2 was carried out successfully. India to host COP14 of UNCCD. Bangladesh sets record in World Cup history. India to celebrate Kargil Vijay Divas. 48th DG level talks concluded in Dhaka. Friends, in this video, I will be asking some important questions from each topics. You can find the answers at the end of this video. Come, let's learn. Here comes our question number 1. Operation Sunrise 2 is a coordinated military operation which was carried out between dash and dash to target militant groups. The correct answer is option B, India and Myanmar. Operation Sunrise 2 is a coordinated military operation which was carried out between India and Myanmar to target militant groups. The Indian Army and Myanmar Army carried out a 3-week-long coordinated operation in their respective border areas from May 16. The operation targeted several militant groups operating in Manipur, Nagaland and Assam. The first phase of Operation Sunrise was conducted in March along the Indo-Myanmar border. In the operation, a number of camps of northeast-based militant groups were busted. During Operation Sunrise 2, the armies coordinated with each other to bust camps of militant outfits including the Kamtapur Liberation Organization NSCN and the United Liberation Front of Assam 1 and the National Democratic Front of Bodoland. Nearly 6 dozen militants belonged to these groups were nabbed and several of their camps destroyed during the operation. India has been pushing for deeper coordination between the armies of the two countries while guarding the border. Here are the important questions that may be asked from this news. First phase of Operation Sunrise 2 was held at dash. Nearly how many militants were destroyed? To know the answer, continue watching the video. Heading to our question number 2. India is to host the dash of the United Nations Convention to combat desertification. The correct answer is option C, 14th session of the Conference of Parties. India will be hosting the 14th session of the Conference of Parties of the United Nations Convention to combat desertification for the first time. COP14 will be held between September 2 and 14 in Delhi. The center launched a flagship project, part of a larger international initiative called the Bond Challenge ahead of the COP14. The flagship project aims to enhance India's capacity for forest landscape restoration. The Bond Challenge is a global effort to bring 150 million hectares of the world's deforested and degraded land under restoration by 2020 and 350 million hectares by 2030. The 13th session of the Conference of Parties of the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification was held in Orders, China. Around 113 countries had agreed to specify concrete targets with clear indicators to rehabilitate more land and reverse degradation, which currently affects over a third of world's land resources. Here are the important questions that may be asked from this news. Where was the 13th session of the Conference of Parties of the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification held? Dash is a global effort to bring 150 million hectares of the world's deforested under restoration by 2030 and 320 million hectares by 2030. Heading to our question number 3. When did the Operation VIJAY, the Indian operation to push back infiltrators in the Kargil war, happen? The correct answer is option D, 1999. India is to celebrate the 20th anniversary of victory in Operation VIJAY, popularly known as the Kargil War. The Kargil War is a saga of strong political, military and diplomatic action. The Kargil Vijay Divas celebration for the year 2019 will be spread over 3 days from 25th to 27th July 2019 and will be organized at Dras and New Delhi. The theme of the day is Remember, Rejoice and Renew. The objective of these celebrations is to evoke feelings of nationalism and patriotism through nationwide campaign, especially among youth, and to pay homage to the valiant soldier. Kargil War was an armed conflict between India and Pakistan. It took place in Kashmir and along the line of control. In India, the conflict was also referred to as Operation VIJAY. The cause is the Pakistani soldier disguised as Kashmiri militants and infiltrated into position on the Indian side of the LOC. Indian Army launched Operation VIJAY to push back infiltrators. The mission ended successfully on July 26, 1999. Since then, the day has been celebrated annually as Kargil Vijay Divas. Here are the important questions that may be asked from this news. Kargil War is also known as Dash. What is the cause of Kargil War 1999? India is to celebrate the Dash anniversary of victory in Operation VIJAY. To know the answer, continue watching the video. Heading to our question number 4. Which cricket team has recorded the second highest successful chase in World Cup history? The correct answer is option B, Bangladesh. Bangladesh has recorded the second highest successful chase in World Cup history. The Bangladesh cricket team chased down the target of 322 against West Indies. Bangladesh beat West Indies by 7 wickets in Taunton. The previous chase in World Cup was also recorded by Bangladesh when they chased down the target of 319 against Scotland in 2015. Now let me share few more information about the 2019 Cricket World Cup. It was started on May 30th and it will be ended on 14th July. The administrator is International Cricket Council. The cricket format is One Day International. It is hosted by England and the participants are 10 cricket teams. It is the 12th edition of the Cricket World Cup. Here are the important questions that may be asked from this news. Which country hosted the 2019 Cricket World Cup? Which team did Bangladesh chase when it set record of highest chase in World Cup history? Moving to our next question. Where was the second meeting of India-Italy Joint Working Group on Counter-Terrorism held? The correct answer is option A, New Delhi, India. The second meeting of India-Italy Joint Working Group on Counter-Terrorism was held at New Delhi, India on 17th June 2019. The objective is the Joint Working Group discussed threats posed by terrorist entities globally and in their respective regions, including cross-border terrorism. The discussion included views on current counterterrorism challenges, including countering radicalization, terror financing, and misuse of internet for terrorist purpose. Threats arising from transnational crimes and money laundering, deliberated upon measures to deepen bilateral cooperation by countering terrorism and transnational crimes through regular exchange of information, mutual capacity building efforts, sharing of best practices and mutual legal assistance, the cooperation in multilateral forum. Here are the important questions that may be asked from this news. Where will be the next edition of India-Italy Joint Working Group on Counter-Terrorism held? Which ministry conducted the second meeting of India-Italy Joint Working Group on Counter-Terrorism? To know the answer, continue watching the video. Heading to our question number 6. Who is appointed as the new Executive Director of the United Nations Environment Programme? The correct answer is option C, Inger Andersen. Inger Andersen of Denmark is appointed as the new Executive Director of the United Nations Environment Programme. She was nominated to the post of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. The nomination was approved by acclamation by the UN General Assembly on 20th February. She will serve for a period of 4 years. Ms. Andersen, a former Director General of the IUCN, with over 30 years of experience in the field of international development, including 15 years at the World Bank. Now let me share a few more information about the United Nations Environment Programme. It is headquartered at Nairobi, Kenya. The head is Inger Andersen. The director is Eric Solheim. It was founded on 1972. UNEP aims to provide leadership and encourage partnership in caring for the environment by inspiring, informing, and enabling nations and peoples to improve their quality of life without compromising that of future generations. Here are the important questions that may be asked from this news. Where is the headquarters of the United Nations Environment Programme located? When was the United Nations Environment Programme, a program of the United Nations, formed? To know the answer, continue watching the video. Moving to our next question. India's Border Security Force signed joint record of discussion with Dash at the 48th DG level talks. The correct answer is option C, Border Guard Bangladesh. India's Border Security Force and the Border Guard Bangladesh concluded the 48th DG level talks on 15th June at Dhaka, Bangladesh. A joint record of discussion was signed by DG BSF Rajnikant Mishra and DG BGB Major General ND Shafinul Islam. Both BSF and BGB agreed to undertake joint efforts to bring down the killing incidents to zero by increasing coordinated patrols in vulnerable areas to cattle and narcotics smuggling, educating border population about the sanctity of international border and preventing criminals from crossing the IB. Both sides also agree to pursue and share real-time information, including a preliminary question reporting as applicable about the persons apprehended with smuggling items. The two border guard forces also agreed to declare new areas as crime-free zone in phases of which proposed area within Sarai region or Tripura frontier may be formalized in first phase. The next DG level conference will be held in New Delhi during the first week of November 2019. Here are the important questions that may be asked from this news. Where was the 48th DG level talks between India's Border Security Force and the Border Guard Bangladesh held? Where will be the 49th DG level conference held? To know the answer, continue watching the video. Heading to our next question. The center is demanding Dash for fingerprinting of messages to trace the origin of all content shared through it. The correct answer is option A, WhatsApp. The Indian government has demanded WhatsApp, the Facebook-owned messaging application, to digitally fingerprint messages that are sent on its platform without breaking the encryption. The move is to ensure traceability of all content shared through the WhatsApp platform without reading the message. This decision is in line with draft amendments to Intermediary Guidelines of the Information Technology Act released in December 2018, which requires all internet platforms to ensure traceability of the origin of all content shared through them. A digital fingerprint on messages means that WhatsApp has to create a database of messages shared on its platform and store them with a unique fingerprint. This will also call for WhatsApp to redesign its architecture, as WhatsApp has maintained its stand of not being able to offer traceability on the existing end-to-end encryption architecture. The answer for the question asked at the end of each topic are as below. To conclude this session, here comes the question of the day. Who conducted the Operation Sunrise with Myanmar government? Try to answer the question and drop your answer in the comment box. Okay friends, that's for today. Thanks for watching our video. If you find the information provided useful, please do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. Follow us regularly to stay updated on current affairs. Dear friends, are you looking for a job? End your search now. Visit fresherslive.com, the next generation of placement network. Register yourself today and get placed in top companies. Until then, this is Freshers Live signing out from Current Affairs video. Take care.